Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of 1923 Main Street.
Home of the Disney Travel Podcast with the latest Disney travel news. We are your hosts.
I am Mike Bello-Braddock.
And I'm Amelia Bello-Braddock. And today, the Park Pass system finally gets an improvement and new details about what's behind those walls at Epcot.
Yes, finally, some good news and some news we're not totally sure about, but at least we know what's going on behind the scenes. So let's start with this Park Pass reservation system improvement. Now,
it's much needed.
One of the biggest pains about Park Pass, other than the fact that it even exists, right, is that, you book your parks as early as you can, as soon as you get your tickets, or, if you have an annual pass, then as soon as you can. And then you would lock in your parks, and really you can't do anything else until 7 a.m. of the day of that park visit. But if you wanted to change a park, and I had gone through this a couple of times, you sort of had to go and see, okay, what parks are available? Because I want to change this Magic Kingdom to Animal Kingdom, which is something we did recently. So I went in and I look at the calendar and said, oh, there's yellows, which means some parks may not be available. And I'm going, well, which ones are not available? But what you had to do was cancel your Magic Kingdom so it's gone and somebody else could snap it up. And only then could you try and book something else. And if you didn't get something else for some reason, they were all gone.
Then you're out of luck.
You have no park pass, which was insane and, just silly all the way around. So now, finally, they have fixed that. So now you can modify a park reservation, which is, why would it not be this way in the first place? I have no idea.
Disney didn't think it through all the way.
Yeah, I guess a lot of this stuff was rushed due to COVID, and we'll get to that in a second. But now you can modify a park reservation, including the date, the park, members in your party, and then you don't have to cancel and rebook a new one. Subject to availability, of course. You're not going to muscle someone else out. And you can also book theme park reservations with different admission types all at once, which you couldn't do before. So if you're an annual pass holder and someone else has a ticket, regular date-based ticket, that sort of thing, or even if you're visiting with a cast member, whatever, you can do all the reservations at one time.
Exactly, because if you want to go with your friend, you might not all have the same ticket price, or you might live in Florida or whatever. Now you can book it as one party.
Yeah, so it was hard for some people to plan. So good news, all of that's fixed. So now Park Pass at least is a bit more flexible in terms of booking and making changes.
Yeah, but are they still going to keep Park Pass?
Yes, the question remains.
How long can they keep this up? My goodness.
Listen, here's my beef. For 50 years, almost 50 years, right? We did just fine going to parks, just going there and going in. The only times that you ever had a true issue was around the Christmas week, right? When it would get overcrowded and they wouldn't let people in. Same thing at Disneyland. It was very rare otherwise for any park to be at full capacity and you were turned away at the gate, sort of thing. So this all came out when, in the height of reopening after COVID. And they needed to control people, so I get it. I think it was a good idea. It was a good innovation, good tech.
Especially because they had reduced capacity.
Exactly.
So then it seemed like a realistic issue. But now, like the park capacities are like 90, 100,000 people.
It seems to be back to pretty much normal from our experience.
And I don't understand why they would, how likely do they think it is that 100,000 people are going to go to each park on a random day?
And related to it is the whole you can't park hop till the afternoon sort of stuff.
What is that?
So it's really annoying, and it's just another thing where we require advanced booking where we didn't used to have to. And I don't mind things when they make sense. So it made sense during COVID so they can control numbers when we were spacing out and all that stuff. Spacing out.
Social distancing.
Yes. But now, get rid of Park Pass, honestly.
Well, because it's very weird because Disney parks within them are operating completely normal. I mean, obviously, Disney Plus, Genie Plus, and whatever. But other than that, they're operating exactly how they did pre-COVID. So
yeah, we're pretty much back to normal.
So why is the Park Pass system still
I'm sure there's some reason of their own, but it's not for guest experience.
No.
Because it's just another pain point for people. And we're experienced. New travelers have it even worse, trying to figure all this craziness out. All right. But anyway, since we have to do it, at least you can now properly change it without panicking that you're not going to grab something. It's just like used to be like the 7 a.m. window. Oh my gosh, I got to get something right away. You're worried about losing your park. So that has now been fixed. Hooray. Next, as you mentioned, We just came back from our trip. As you know, we did our trip report last episode, and those darn walls were still up around Epcot. So now we're getting a little bit more of a sneak peek of what's behind those walls. And for the most part, it is Moana's new attraction, Journey of Water.
I want to know why this took so long, but I guess at least we're getting some new updates about it. So Journey of Water is an upcoming Moana attraction that will allow you to explore and engage with water as it travels from the sky to the ocean, back again, the natural cycle, which ties into Moana because of, her longing to travel to the ocean. So she will be helping you experience.
And I know you will love it because it is an outdoor walk-through attraction.
Oh, giddy.
So, they call it an attraction, but it's definitely...
How is this an attraction?
Well, here's the thing. I'm not huge on these walk-through things, right? Like, I don't mind walking through some nice things on the way to somewhere. It sort of looks like, from what we've seen, a really good version of, like, the butterfly area during the Flower and Garden. Or, when you walk through some of those areas and you look at stuff. They did the Pirates of the Caribbean one at Hollywood Studios. They've had walk-through attractions before, but I don't know how popular they really are.
They're going to need to make this very interesting because this right here is grade 3 level science.
Yeah, and well, that's what I was going to say. I think that's the audience for this.
Like this is 3rd grade science.
There may be little things I'm hoping that are interactive in there where you can push buttons and all that sort of stuff. I don't know. It looks like a night from the artist's rendering.
Is it for the people that are too short to get on Cosmic Rewind?
I don't know. It looks like a nice park-like setting where you'll walk through and there's obviously going to be lots of fountains and waterfalls and things like that.
You know what they could do? They could have like nice benches and it's like a nice seating area. It's like shaded, and for when it's really like searingly hot during the festivals, if they make that like a nice seating area with benches and shade.
It's hard to tell.
But
is it going to be like Animal Kingdom though? Really crowded and tight trails.
Exactly.
Anyway, fans of Moana, we love Moana. We'll see, shapes and
exactly.
characters carved into the rocks and waterways.
Fans
Again, reminds me of Animal Kingdom, the way they're describing it.
So it's a Moana attraction, but what does this mean? Like, how are they making it Moana themed?
Yeah. Well, they say Moana herself will be positioned proudly, celebrating water's arrival at the ocean. So, I guess at the end, there's a statue of Moana. So really, I think we just don't make much of it. It's basically a themed walking path, So it's not when they call it an attraction, my expectations go up.
I was like, oh, is it going to be like Navi River Journey or what is it? But no.
No, it's nothing like that. It's a walkthrough. Now, I am upset.
Requires me
not
to walk.
Upset, but if you're going to do Moana, please do the 4th mountain. So this has been rumored a long time ago in the Magic Kingdom. There was going to be an attraction with the 4th mountain in Adventureland. It got scrapped. But after the release of Moana, more recently, there were rumors floating around that they were going to, now this was pre-COVID, that they were talking about bringing back the 4th mountain with the Moana theme around it in Adventureland, which would totally work. And yes, there is space to do it. They have space.
But now they're doing Tiana's Bayou Adventure.
Well, yeah, but that's not anything new, right? This would have been a whole new thing.
I know, but
they're
now
just
you're doing
changing.
2... Is Moana a princess? 2 animated.
Yeah, they call
female.
Moana a princess.
Okay, 2 princess themed. Technically she is. I was just wondering if officially. So 2 princess themed mountains within like 20 feet of each other.
Yeah, well, this would be the 4th mountain. So
yeah,
anyway,
I know, it's space and
I don't think they're doing it, but I'd rather see Moana get that kind of thing.
That's true.
But at least she is getting a small nod at Epcot. We're getting something Moana.
At least she's more interesting than my 3rd grade teacher.
But I think
learn about this.
But I think the mountain idea would still be my favorite. Would you like something like that?
See, here's the thing. You know how Splash Mountain has like the little scene where you go through and there's like the song and all of the characters working. There's like a kind of a boat ride thing. And Mine Train has like the scene with the dwarves. You could still do this just in like a kind of scene like that where it shows you images of the water falling and
no, they're not building boat rides. They want it to be a transportation path still, I'm guessing, because it's located where the fountain was in that whole area. Oh, you're confusing me.
If they wanted to do like this whole cycle of water,
no, the mountain was going to be. Oh, I see what you're saying.
They could have still put it into the mountain.
Oh, they totally could have. Yeah, it just would have cost a lot more to build a new attraction in Magic Kingdom.
Then you'd have another mountain in Magic Kingdom to divert the crowds.
And other than just a walking path. And that's quite true, They're building more and more. We got more villas going up at the Polynesian. They keep populating the area.
The whole Holiday Inn.
But there's no new
rides, people.
But there's no new parks. There's not many, we're getting Tron.
Tron, but like that's where all the people are going to go. That's
Yes.
going to have 4-hour lines.
So as they upgrade, as they keep adding capacity for guests, they better start adding more in parks. Fifth gate. We talk about that a lot. Yes, there is a need. They can build more hotels around it. They love that, especially DVC properties.
I know.
Where
Didn't
make
they
a lot
just
of
buy
money.
more land?
They did. They have been acquiring more land.
Come on,
yes.
Disney. What are you doing?
It's not really the 43 square miles anymore. It's more than that.
Yeah.
All right. So, in one final story.
Maybe they're doing 50 square miles for their 50th anniversary.
I think we would have known that already. They got to be getting close to that.
Well, not officially, just as a nice homage to themselves. Anyways.
Cruisers are going to be happy.
Yes, finally, as traditional character greetings have been making their way back through the parks, they are finally getting up-close character greetings and autographs on the Disney Cruise Line.
Yeah, the entire fleet is getting their characters back. So if you have an upcoming cruise, and it started right now, this week of this show, they have started to come back. August 29th or so, I think, was the official date when they began. So any cruises you have booked after that, yes, you and your family will be able to meet characters the good old-fashioned way, up close and personal, on Disney Cruise Lines. And we met a few last week, so it's good to be back in sort of more normalized zone in all of the Disney vacation.
Exactly, so get your autographs books ready if you have little children on that cruise, because finally the characters are returning. Really made no sense to restrict them on the cruise when people at Disney World were all hugging Mickey.
And in final news, if you want to book the Galactic Star Cruiser, we decided not to do that. We're waiting till it flushes out because, hey, I want an immersive experience,
I'm
not a
still
bunch of
seeing
guests.
live streams.
Yeah, I don't want a
constantly.
bunch of guests taking pictures. You don't get on an airplane now and start taking live streams of everybody and photographing it like it's the newest thing. I get why they're doing it. I have no interest in paying that kind of money to be amidst a bunch of people just snapping. If I do that, I want to truly be immersive. They should almost block cameras, right? Just no cameras. And take their own. No, they could take their own photo pass and you still get images of you in there, but not a bunch of tourists ruining it for everybody else.
When you say block cameras,
disallow cameras to be brought on board.
Cell phones exist, right?
I mean cell phones.
I don't think that's gonna work.
Keep them, and then they give you cell phone time from 5 o'clock or something, like they do in real life. Anyway,
no.
If you're a Club 33 member or Golden Oak or DVC, there are new dates for the next slate of bookings coming up. So check out the Galactic Star Cruiser booking online and get your tickets if you want to do it.
I want to come back to that because
I was really excited about this till I realized it's not at all immersive.
Well,
because of those reasons.
Yeah, but you know why? The reason they can't do that because of their whole new system. How are you going to book park passes or whatever?
Yeah, well,
if you can't have your phone.
There's enough people lining up to plunk down the money. We'll spend ours on VIP tours instead. We enjoy that.
It ruins it the same way it ruins Galaxy's Edge. When there's everyone with their Magic Band pluses.
Yeah, when they added that, we think that ruined Galaxy's Edge.
It made it slightly less immersive, in my opinion.
So they go immersive and then they claw it back. Oh, well. So there you go. That is the news for this week. You are now caught up on your Disney travel news. Thank you for joining us here at 1923 Main Street. Follow along on social media at 1923 Main Street. And if you did come by Fan Expo in Toronto and we did meet you, it was great meeting you. We handed out our popular hero and villain buttons. And I have to say, we gave away more villain buttons. Who was me? Oh, yes, we did.
Have you fact-checked this?
Yes, the villains edged out the heroes.
Did you count the buttons?
In my mind.
So no.
You know as we were giving them out.
Do I?
You want to be the hero, but you know the villains always win.
Yeah, or am I secretly a villain all along?
We shall see going forward. Thanks, everyone. We will see you again next week, and have a magical day.
Bye-bye.